Best Parts is probably going to be a favorite for 90s kids because we're diving into the wide world of Pokemon. From Japan to the United States to all over the world, these cute little pocket monsters are one of the biggest cultural phenomenons of all time. So grab your Nintendo DS, your DVDs or VHS tapes, your plush toys, your trading cards, and your Pokeballs because this is Pokemon, the best parts.
Things that fail to kill me make me level up. You know I've been losing sleep, dreaming of Kalos and its new cities.
Few things in this world are for everyone as much as Pokemon. It's popular with boys and girls, and men and women all over the world. And that's not an exaggeration. For instance, Pokemon Go has been released in over 125 countries. From Albania to Zambia and pretty much everywhere in between, people just want to catch adorable little monsters. It certainly swept the United States. Who among us didn't wander around town to visit local landmarks in the hopes of catching them all? I know I did. And as of April 2017, over 65 million people were still playing the game every month. There are worldwide phenomenons. And then there's Pokemon.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And it's not like Pokemon Go appeared out of nowhere. Pokemon has been popular for over 20 years. Starting in Japan in 1997 and spreading all over the world, the original Pokemon animated series is one of the most popular animes of all time. And helping catapult the series into hearts worldwide was, of course, this little guy. That's right, Pikachu is the cutest, yellowest, most ketchup-loving monster out there. And here's a fun fact about Pikachu. No matter what language you watch the show in, the same actress does the voice. Pikachu is kind of the Pokemon global mascot, but everyone has a favorite. That is, if it's possible to pick just one. Psyduck is pretty close to my heart because he's so totally out there. After all, his power is to confuse everyone with his dizzying psychic headaches. He's so cute. How can anyone not love him?
Psyduck, what are you doing here? I wanted Starmie, not you!
Eevee is another Pokemon I'll categorize as adorable. But hey, let's not forget that Pokemon are meant for battle. There's Charizard. He's a little tougher, a lot more dragon-like, and let's not forget that fiery hot blast burn. And what about Greninja? But you know, I just realized there are over 800 Pokemon, so let's quickly shout out Snorlax, Umbreon, Dragonite, Squirtle, Blastoise, Gengar, Sharpedo, Blissey, Jigglypuff, Zapdos. Okay, I'm running out of breath. There are so many Pokemon, and a lot of them come directly from world cultures. Many are based on Japanese stories, like Ninetales, Dunsparce, and Frostlass. But legends from all over the world have made it into Pokemon. Golurk is based on a Jewish folk story. These guys were inspired by a Norse creation myth. Ho-Oh is a Chinese phoenix. Zapdos is similar to the Native American Thunderbird. Even Sableye supposedly comes from a monster legend from 1950s Kentucky. And it's not just legends that make it into Pokemon. The Pokemon regions are based on actual places around the globe. Of course, most of them mirror Japanese geography, but Unova is based on New York City. Aloha is, of course, Hawaii. And Kalos is France. It's no wonder Pokemon is so popular globally, because Pokemon actually cares enough to make the games and stories globally accessible. So we've talked about the anime, and of course Pokemon Go, but you can't talk about Pokemon fandom without discussing the video games. It's basically an RPG set in our modern world, only instead of being a warrior with a sword, you're a kid with a backpack. And if you play all the way through the game, don't worry, there's still that Pokedex to complete. Basically, the games recognize that people are coming to them with different interests and strengths, and that's very cool. And the writing is so positive that if you lose, it doesn't feel so bad. There's also a social component, so you can trade a Pokemon you've caught with a friend or stranger, or challenge said friend or stranger to a battle. This makes it more fun to play if your friends are playing, and encourages a weird sense of connectedness with other players around the world, even if they don't speak your language. If you've never been utterly humiliated at Pokemon by a little kid in Korea or Germany, you have not lived. And those old school Pokemon gamers remember when the trading component actually required a cable. There is of course still one-on-one IRL Pokemon action, the playing cards. There's nothing that can ever compare to the excitement of opening up a brand new deck and hoping you'd have a holographic or rare card. I don't have the biggest collection of cards out there. After all, there are over 70 English language sets, but my card case is nothing to scoff at. Though I won't be attending any tournaments anytime soon, at least I can hold my own against my nephew at Thanksgiving. Pokemon, bringing people and families together, even if my nephew does usually win. What do you love about Pokemon? Hop down to the comments, let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be back here next week to talk about more of our favorite stuff and the best parts.